What's up, my friend? Award-winning copywriter and copy mentor Clay Manley here, and in this video I'm going to show you how to scientifically, yes, scientifically, double your clicks and conversion rates. Frankly, you can use this to double your clientele too. So here's the deal. The reason I say scientifically is because this is science-backed. One of the ways you can stand out as a copywriter, and one of the ways I do stand out as a copywriter, is I make my approach objective. Okay, I'm not just stringing sentences together. I'm not just writing things that sound good. I'm backing my work with science, research, and data. And there's some really simple science that shows you can double your conversion. So let's take a look at it so that you can kind of go like, well, everybody else is sharing or spewing, abstract and theoretical advice. I want to share something concrete with you. And this is really cool, by the way. So the concept I'm talking about that can scientifically double conversions is called loss aversion. Loss aversion, you can look it up. There's plenty of research and data out there. If you were to sum it up, what it says is this, in the white text here: losses are twice as powerful psychologically as gains. Losses are twice as powerful psychologically as gains. So we know people buy on emotions and justify with logic. We know that. But what if we can tap into the right emotions to double our chances of clicks, conversions, and again, clients? Okay, we do that through loss aversion. Now again, that's the theory, that's the abstract. Let me show you how it comes to life. Okay, when I teach copywriting, and when I'm writing, frankly, for the Petcos, the Slim Jims, the Marvels, people like that, when I'm writing copy, I'm trying to fill three buckets, because to me, there's really only three categories of copy you need to convert. And like Bruce Lee said, the key to brilliance is simplicity. Einstein said, simplify the complex. Don't complicate the simple. Copywriting can be simple when you look at it like this. There's gain, there's pain, and there's transformation. Now, we just talked about gain. I'll go a little bit more into detail in a second. But pain is where loss aversion strikes. So the first thing you need to understand is that if you want to scientifically double your conversion, you need to start thinking about pain. Loss aversion is a form of pain. That's why in the actual definition, they compare it to gain. Okay, so start thinking about it as pain. Now let's look at each of the three of these. Let's kind of zoom in here. So gain is typically what the audience, what the prospect, like what you get. So that's your typical benefit copy of what you get. Let me give you an example, and you're going to see how this example goes from like boring to wildly powerful, and how we scientifically double and then multiply conversion rates. So let's say you're writing about water filters, because one of my key clients is a multi-million-dollar business selling water filters. The gain would be get clean water. It's the obvious or expected benefit. It's what everybody is using. They're obviously not going to stand out or dominate the competition saying get clean water. Though it may be necessary, it is not going to double conversion. So let's look at pain. Pain, the way I look at it, is what does somebody avoid? It can be FOMO, but an easier way to look at it, simpler concept, what does somebody avoid? What do they avoid? So we talked about what they get with gain, what do they avoid with pain? Now the get or the gain with water filters was clean water. The pain with water filters, to stick to the same example, never drink dirty water again. In other words, they're avoiding dirty water. Never drink dirty water again. Now imagine you come on a website, you get an email, whatever, you're interested in water filters. Let's say you're the right audience. Are you going to resonate more with get clean water when everybody else is saying that? Are you going to choose my filters over everybody else's when we're all saying get clean water? Are you going to choose the most known and widely recognized brand or the most convenient brand? But what if I now say never drink dirty water again? Suddenly, you're able to double conversion. Think about it. It's a simple example, but there is power in that. Now, I actually want to take it to another level. So if that's double, how do you multiply? How do you triple, quadruple, whatever the next word is that I admittedly don't know? How do you do that? You tap into that third bucket: gain, pain, and now transformation. So gain, what they get. Pain, what they avoid. Loss aversion. Double. Okay. Third bucket or category: transformation. The way I look at this is what did they experience, or what did they become? Another way you could look at this is how do you add in emotions? So let's do it with the water filters. Gain, get clean water. Pain, never drink dirty water again. Transformation, protect your health, family, and future with clean water you can count on. Or never drink dirty water again to protect your health, family, and future. You stack it with pain and gain, as I just did, but the actual transformation here is protecting your health, your family, and your future. So while everybody else is talking about clean water from water filters, you're talking about protect your health, your family, and your future. People buying emotions and justify with logic. How emotional is that? Okay, so This is admittedly the hardest one to get to, and you do want to stack it with gain and pain. That's why I said never drink dirty water again and protect your health, family, and future, or get clean water and protect your health, family, and future. You need to stack them. And there's also way more ways to do that. This is just on the cuff or off the cuff. But my point is this. Tap into pain to double conversion rate. Okay, tap into pain to tap into loss aversion and double conversion rate. And then when you get comfortable with that and you get good at that and you start standing out to the crowd, start tapping into transformation to multiply that. If you want more tips, tricks, secrets, and strategies like this, most of which are science-backed, some of which are just from experience, be sure to click below, join my email list, and you'll get all the goods. Talk soon.